Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is our last section for Unit 5. Okay, so we are on section number 10. It is called Composition of Functions. So the symbol, you can see the G, and then you have parentheses F, and then an X. Okay, that symbol we read as G of F of X. Okay. That is a composition of two functions, f and g. The composition g of f of x gives the final outcome when the x value is substituted into the inner function and its value f of x is then substituted into the outer function. Okay, so remember, we start with the inner function and work our way to the outer function. All right, well, first we're going to do this. Okay, we're going to look at two examples of this. Okay, if you've ever played any sort of board game, okay, and used some logic, you will find this, it's really easy. You just have to follow the path, ladies and gentlemen. So we always start on the inside. So this first problem, you notice we've got on the inside, it says f of 4. So we go to where f, okay, here's f, and here's 4 for the x value, folks. Okay, so what we do is we look at what its partner is, okay? Its partner is, now I'm going to switch colors here, okay? Its partner is a 1. So now the G is on the outside. So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to, okay, let me do this first. So I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to put G. Okay, now what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to replace the f of 4 with the 1. Okay, now I go and look at the G, and I go to where x is a 1, and I notice, ladies and gentlemen, that its partner is a 2. So the answer to that is 2. All right, let me take the eraser and erase this so that I can go ahead and do this again with the next one. I'll use two different colors this time. Okay, so I'm going to go to the one on the right. So I'm going to start, this time, I'm going to start with g of negative 2. Well, I'm going to go to g, and I'm going to go to where negative 2 is for x. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There's g of negative 2. All right, so now what I have, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to replace the g of negative 2 with its partner, which is 4. So now I have f of 4, and if I go down here, ladies and gentlemen, here's the 4, right? F of 4, and its partner is a 1. So the answer is 1. Okay, again, rewind, pause, rewind if you need to. All right, let me go ahead and let's do this next one. Let's do that again. Okay, I'm going to do this a bunch of times here. Okay, I'm going to start with pink this time. So I'm going to go here. And I am going to go to G of 7, folks. Okay, so here's G, and then here's the 7. All right, so now let's see. Now I'm going to go F, so I'm going to replace that G of 7 with what? Okay, I'm going to replace it with a 6 because 7's partner is a 6. So now I have F of 6. So now I go to F, and I go to 6 right here, and so the answer is 0. Okay, follow the path. Follow the path. All right, let me go ahead and erase this stuff again, and let's look at the next one. Now the next one, oh, look, it's f of 6. Okay, f of 6. So we're only going to look at F the whole time. So we're going to go to F, and we're going to go to 6. Now, I notice, ladies and gentlemen, that the 6's partner is a 0. So I'm going to now rewrite this f of 0 equals, well, I'm going to stay with the f, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to go to 0, and I notice its partner is -2, so the answer is -2. Follow the path. All right, we're going to do that one. Nope, I'm only doing one example of that. So rewatch that if you didn't get what I did there. It's pretty easy. Okay, always start on the inside. All right, next one. Now we're going to deal with functions. So you notice we have the two functions up here, g of x, which equals 4x plus 1, f of x, which equals x squared minus 5. Now, remember what I said earlier, we always start on the inside. So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to start with f of 2. So we're going to go ahead and go f of 2 equals. Now, here's our f of x, folks. So I'm going to replace the x with a 2. So I'm going to go 2 squared minus 5. Okay, if I figure that out, I find out, ladies and gentlemen, that f of 2 equals 4 minus 5, which is -1. Now, that -1, we're going to replace the f of 2 with -1. So now we're going to go g of -1 equals, again, we replace the f of 2 with -1. Now we go up to the function g of x and we plug in a -1. So 4 times -1 plus 1. And let's see, that's going to be -4 plus 1. So I believe that answer is going to be -3. So the answer here, ladies and gentlemen, is -3. Okay. Let me just double check my work here. Let's see, I plug the 2 into the f of x, and I get 4 minus 5, it's -1. I take the -1, I plug it into the g of x. 4 times -1 plus 1 is -3. Okay, looks good. All right, now I'm going to do that for this next one. So let me, again, I'm going to switch colors here. So let's go with red this time. All right, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So now this one says g of -3. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plug the -3 into the function for g. So that would be 4 times -3 plus 1. Well, that would be -12 plus 1, and I believe that is -11 if I'm doing my math correct. Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go ahead. So I'm going to replace the g of -3 with -11. So now what I have, ladies and gentlemen, is f of -11. So now I'm going to plug that in. I'm going to go -11 squared, please use parentheses, minus 5. Okay, well that's positive 121. -11 squared is 121 minus 5. Okay, and let's see, I believe that's going to be 116. And so that is my answer, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let me just double check my math here. And yeah, okay, we're good. All right, next one. Now notice the next one says f of -5. So that means we're going to end up using the function f of x twice. All right, so first I'm going to go ahead and go f of -5. That's going to equal -5, and please use parentheses, squared minus 5. Okay, I'm going to move this up so I have more room. So when I figure that out, folks, that's 25 minus 5, which is 20. Okay, well, that's the inner part, folks. Now I want to go ahead and plug that 20 back into the f of x again. Okay, so let me switch to, oh, what color haven't I used yet? Let's use the lime green again. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this back into the f of x. So that's going to be 20 squared minus 5. And 20 squared, I believe, is 400. 400 minus 5 is 395. So now that is our answer, ladies and gentlemen, for that one. Whoops, don't know what happened there. There we go. Okay, now the next one, ladies and gentlemen, you'll notice that it's f of g of 3. Whoa, f of g of 3. So that means there's going to be 3 substitutions here. So we're going to start on the inner part. So let's start with the g of 3. All right, and again, I'm going to go back up and all right, so g of 3, so I'm going to plug 3 into that. So g of 3 is going to equal 4 times 3 plus 1. And it looks like g of 3 is going to be 12 plus 1, or 13. All right, so that's the first one. Okay, 13 when I plug it into the g of x. Now I'm going to go ahead and plug that into the f of x. So, let's go back to blue. All right, so I'm going to now plug the 13 into that one. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and go f of 13 equals 13 squared minus 5. And that's going to give us 169, because 13 squared is 169 minus 5. And let's see, that's going to give us 164. Okay, but I'm not done because I've only done 2 substitutions and I've got 3 functions here. So now I'm going to take that, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to plug that in again. So now I'm going to do the f of function f again of 164, which will be 164 squared minus 5. Okay, well, I can't do 164 in my head squared. So 164 squared, that is, wow, 26,896 minus 5. And that's going to go ahead and be 26,891. And that is our final answer for that one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so a lot of substitution. You just got to follow the path, okay? If there's any part of that you didn't get, please rewind and watch it again. You don't have to watch the whole thing, just watch the part you didn't quite get. Okay, that's all it was, ladies and gentlemen. It's actually pretty easy, and chances are you are going to see this, juniors, on your SAT test. You have to understand how to do composition of functions, and that's what composition of functions is. At least that's part of what it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good luck. I actually kept this video under 15 minutes. Aren't you proud? All right, we'll see you later.